The numbers alone are raising serious questions. Reports show that nearly $5 million was spent while only $2 million was raised. That single figure has left many royal observers wondering what exactly is happening behind the scenes with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's charitable operations. These figures reportedly come from filings connected to the Archewell Foundation, and they have sparked growing curiosity about where the money is actually going. The couple once said they stepped away from royal duties to achieve financial independence, yet their foundation appears to be spending far more than it brings in. Naturally, attention has shifted to recent events like the Jordan trip, the public appearances with children receiving medical treatment, and the carefully photographed charity moments that some critics say resemble official royal engagements. But according to insiders, the real story may be unfolding quietly in London. Sources claim that King Charles has been holding private discussions with representatives connected to Harry at exclusive gentlemen's clubs in the city. These meetings reportedly come at a time when the king is dealing with health concerns and an uncertain future for the monarchy. Behind the scenes, many believe Charles is trying to stabilize the situation before the eventual transition of power. Once Prince William becomes king, the level of support available to Harry and Meghan could change dramatically. Former royal bodyguard Paul Page has recently spoken publicly about how royal security arrangements typically work. Based on his experience, he says the narrative around the Sussexes' Jordan visit does not fully add up. According to Page, international visits involving high-profile figures require months of planning. Security teams normally scout locations, identify hospitals and police stations nearby, and coordinate closely with local governments. Because of this, Page argues that the idea of Harry and Meghan simply appearing at the British ambassador's residence without preparation is highly unlikely. Any visit involving someone with Harry's profile would require extensive coordination with authorities. Page also pointed out that Harry has openly spoken about his military service in Afghanistan in his memoir Spare. That revelation alone would mean security teams would treat any travel to certain regions with extreme caution. Reports from individuals connected to the embassy suggested that the level of security during the visit resembled protection normally provided to a head of state, not private individuals. If accurate, that detail raises further questions about who arranged and funded those arrangements. Despite stepping away from official royal duties in 2020, Harry still maintains a private security team. Many members are reportedly former protection officers who once worked within the royal security system. Interestingly, the cost of these private teams may not be as high as some reports suggest. According to Page and other sources, former officers typically charge higher than their previous government salary, but not necessarily the massive sum sometimes mentioned in legal disputes. This leads to another question that critics continue to raise. Why has Harry spent years challenging the decision to remove taxpayer-funded police protection? Some insiders claim that financial support may still be flowing privately from King Charles III to his younger son. If true, it would allow Harry to maintain the narrative of independence while still benefiting from family assistance. That possibility connects directly to the financial concerns surrounding the Archewell Foundation. Recent filings suggest the organization spent roughly $5 million in a single year, while bringing in around $2 million in donations. If those numbers are accurate, that creates a significant shortfall that must be covered somehow. Critics argue that charities cannot sustain long-term spending beyond their income without outside funding or reserves. At the same time, Archewell has reportedly reduced staff in recent months. Several employees have left, including longtime team members, and the organization appears to be operating with a much smaller workforce. When Harry and Meghan visited Jordan to observe projects their foundation had supported, some insiders described the trip as an opportunity to see how previously donated funds were used. However, others suggested the visit was largely symbolic. Photos from the trip showed the couple meeting children affected by conflicts in regions like Gaza and Ukraine, programs that Archewell had previously donated money toward. But critics argue the couple primarily redistributes donated funds rather than generating those funds themselves. Meanwhile, another development caught public attention when photographs surfaced showing royal communications officials meeting with representatives linked to Harry at a private London club. The location was reportedly a prestigious members-only venue associated with the royal family. Observers believe the photos were unlikely to have appeared without approval from someone close to palace communications. Some insiders say these discussions have been happening quietly for months, according to those sources. Charles may be trying to repair the relationship with his younger son before the monarchy eventually passes to Prince William. The concern, they say, is that once William becomes king, the door to reconciliation could become far more difficult to reopen. William has reportedly taken a firmer stance following years of public controversy, including the interview with Oprah Winfrey, the Netflix documentary Harry and Meghan, and the revelations contained in Harry's memoir. Many believe William now prioritizes protecting the institution of the monarchy above repairing personal relationships. For Charles, that creates a difficult balance. As a father, he may want to help his son. As king, he must also consider the stability and reputation of the royal family. Insiders say the recent meetings and carefully leaked photographs could be part of an effort to show that Charles is at least trying to keep communication open. If reconciliation never fully happens, those images may serve as proof that he made the effort. Meanwhile, within palace circles, some say Prince William is already operating like a monarch in waiting. The institution is quietly preparing for the future, even if the official transition has not yet occurred. The dynamic between father, son, and brother continues to shape the story, a complex mixture of family loyalty, public scrutiny, and the future of the monarchy itself. The divide inside the royal family appears sharper than ever. While King Charles III seems open to compromise, Prince William reportedly views the situation very differently. Even pop culture has picked up on the tension. A recent sketch on Saturday Night Live captured the public mood with a biting joke. The punchline suggested that if the royal succession ever came down to a choice between Prince Andrew and Meghan Markle, the monarchy might still choose Andrew. The audience reacted with uneasy laughter, understanding the harsh implication. It reflected how dramatically public perception of Meghan Markle has shifted over the years. Meanwhile, new reports have raised questions about the future of the Archewell Foundation. According to coverage from Page 6, most of the organization's staff has been let go, and its structure has been reorganized under the name Archewell Philanthropies. Programs once run directly by the foundation have reportedly been transferred to other nonprofits. What was originally promoted as the main vehicle for Harry and Meghan's charitable work now appears to be operating on a much smaller scale. Against this backdrop, their recent trip to Jordan has drawn increased scrutiny. Some observers believe the visit was meant to highlight humanitarian work, while others see it as an attempt to generate positive headlines during a difficult period. Sources claimed the couple flew on a commercial flight rather than using a private jet. Whether that decision reflected financial caution or simply good public relations is open to interpretation. The photos released from the trip were carefully composed. Meghan speaking with children receiving medical treatment, Harry visiting hospitals and community programs. The images were clearly designed to highlight compassion and charitable engagement. Critics, however, argue that these appearances often resemble staged media moments rather than spontaneous acts of charity. Many comparisons have been drawn to Diana, Princess of Wales, whose humanitarian work was widely admired. But observers point out an important difference. Diana's visits often attracted media attention naturally. She rarely arrived with personal photographers or pre-arranged filming crews. With Harry and Meghan, critics say the production aspect is always visible. Netflix cameras, controlled photo releases, and carefully timed publicity. Supporters counter that media coverage today works differently than it did in Diana's era. But the debate over authenticity continues. The Archewell motto remains "Show up, do good." Yet skeptics argue that the emphasis sometimes appears to fall more on showing up than on the measurable results of the charitable work itself. Another rumor circulating in royal commentary involved the possibility of Harry and Meghan being offered Royal Lodge, the large Windsor property previously associated with Prince Andrew. Journalist Rob Shooter reported the claim as an exclusive, suggesting that King Charles might want to demonstrate family unity by offering Harry a major residence on the Windsor estate. However, royal commentator Neil Sean quickly disputed the idea, saying his sources insist the story is completely inaccurate, according to Sean, placing Harry and Meghan near William and Catherine. Princess of Wales would likely create more tension rather than solving it. These competing narratives highlight how royal stories often emerge through leaks and speculation. Supportive outlets sometimes publish optimistic reports about reconciliation, while others quickly challenge them. Beyond the headlines, the body language seen during the Jordan trip also attracted attention. Several clips circulating online showed moments where Meghan appeared to reach for Harry's hand while he kept his arms close to himself. In other scenes, the couple sat noticeably apart during public events. Body language experts caution that such interpretations are never definitive. Still, many observers felt the interaction suggested a couple navigating public obligations rather than displaying the closeness seen in earlier years of their relationship. Images used by Daily Mail reinforced that perception. Some photos showed Harry looking downward while Meghan glanced toward him, creating a visual narrative that seemed less like a celebration of partnership and more like a strained moment caught on camera. At the same time, speculation about the future of the monarchy has intensified. Some royal insiders suggest that King Charles III could eventually hand greater responsibilities, or even the throne, to Prince William sooner than expected, citing health concerns as a possible factor. If such a transition occurred, it could significantly affect Harry and Meghan's relationship with the institution. Sources close to the palace say Charles still hopes to repair the relationship between his sons during his lifetime. He reportedly wants a public reconciliation if possible. However, rebuilding trust has proven difficult. The Harry and Meghan, the interview with Oprah Winfrey, and Harry's memoir Spare revealed private family conflicts in unprecedented detail for many within royal circles. Those disclosures represented a major breach of the family's long-standing tradition of privacy. Another challenge facing the Sussexes involves finances connected to their charitable activities. Reports suggest that the Archewell Foundation spent approximately $5 million in a recent period, while raising only $2 million in donations. If accurate, that would leave a $3 million deficit that must be covered by reserves or outside funding. Some analysts speculate that earnings from entertainment deals with companies like Netflix or Spotify may have helped support charitable initiatives. Others believe family assistance may still play a role. Although such private support would not appear in public financial filings, leadership changes within the foundation have also drawn attention. The departure of senior staff member James Holt removed one of the organization's longest-serving figures. Combined with the reduction in staff and restructuring of programs, the changes suggest the foundation may be entering a period of consolidation rather than expansion. At the same time, Harry and Meghan continue to maintain a high-profile lifestyle in Montecito, where their home is valued at around $14 million. Security teams, public relations advisors, and legal representation remain part of their professional infrastructure. For critics, the contrast between humanitarian messaging and financial realities has become increasingly noticeable. Supporters argue that public figures often use their platform to raise awareness rather than personally funding every initiative. Critics respond that transparency and sustainability are essential for charitable credibility, regardless of which perspective prevails. One thing remains clear: the titles Duke and Duchess of Sussex remain central to the couple's public identity. Those titles connect them permanently to the British monarchy, even as their lives now unfold largely outside the royal institution. The monarchy itself has endured many crises over the centuries: abdications, scandals, and internal conflicts. History suggests it will adapt once again. The larger question may be whether Harry and Meghan can build a long-term identity independent of the institution that originally gave them their global platform. For now, the situation remains unresolved. A struggling foundation, ongoing family tensions, and a royal future that may change sooner than many expected.